Welcome to Food Travelers. In this episode, we are at the Fountainbleu in Las Vegas, and we are visiting the Kyu restaurant. It's kind of a hybrid restaurant, Micah, Asian with a little bit Western influence. I would say a bit of fusion. It was really interesting. It's one that we actually wanted to go try previously in our visit to Le Fountainbleu, but it was actually booked, and so we couldn't try it. So we were actually excited this time to go and make a visit over there.
Yeah, Simon. So, as Simon said, we were wanting to try this restaurant when Fountainbleu first opened up, and we couldn't get a reservation. So I was pretty excited to try this one. And a little bit of information about this restaurant. Their hours of operation opening from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. for Sundays to Thursdays, and they open until 11 p.m. for Friday and Saturdays. And being an Asian fusion restaurant, they also offer something called the Kyu experience, where you could try like a multi-course of multiple dishes that they offer. And starting off, we had drinks, and I had the yaki imo tini, which consisted of like cheese oat milk foam, Okinawa black sugar, and Japanese sweet potato, and miso butter washed shiro sake, I believe. It didn't quite taste that way. How about your drink, Simon?
I ended up getting the banana old fashioned, and I kind of agree with you on the drinks. It wasn't quite what you expected. Kind of going in, I thought, okay, it was interesting because I really do like old fashions, and having banana old fashioned, I thought, okay, that might be pretty good. But it ended up being that the banana flavor was really weak when it came against the old fashioned. So it was pretty much, I almost felt like there was no banana at all. So I couldn't tell. So if somebody asked me what it was and I didn't know what the actual name or what the ingredients were in there, I wouldn't be able to tell you. I would just say it's a regular old-fashioned.
Yeah, and one thing I thought was interesting with this restaurant is they actually have a kind of open kitchen design where you can kind of peek in and see what they're making. And from my angle, I can actually see them cooking with open fire, like with the grill and everything, which was pretty cool. Like, it was fun to watch them kind of prep everything, and you could kind of anticipate when the food and dishes were coming out. So as we were starting with this experience, we started off with the crunchy kale, then we moved over to the roasted cauliflower. And Simon, that roasted cauliflower kind of reminded me of when we were in Santa Barbara at the BBG restaurant, and they also had like a crispy cauliflower. But with this one, I thought was still kind of interesting with like that herb dressing with it, and to me was, I guess in some parts was a little bit sour. How about you?
Yeah, I agree, and that actually brings me back to that visit to our restaurant in Santa Barbara, and I really enjoyed that cauliflower. I thought it was really great. They made it a kind of a fried chicken cauliflower, and that was wonderful. Probably my most favorite cauliflower I've had. But in this case, yeah, I agree. It was really sour. It was kind of a lot bigger than I thought. A whole head of cauliflower within the sauce. So that was a lot of food. But besides that, yeah, I agree that the sauce was quite sour, and it was actually more spicy than I thought. And so if you are sensitive to spices, there's definitely some spices in there, and it'll hit you if you're not aware that it's there, and you just kind of take a bite of everything.
And then another dish we had was the tuna crispy rice. I thought this dish was pretty good. It was a pretty good texture between the tuna and the crispy rice. And after that, we had the Korean fried chicken with chili butter, braised spinach. I was not a big fan of that fried chicken. I know when I was reading reviews, I know a lot of people like this one. But for me, having tried many Korean fried chicken places, I really was not a big fan of the skin, or how it wasn't very crispy or crunchy, and it was maybe a little too thick, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think we're on the same page there again, Micah. The tuna with the fried crispy rice, that was actually my favorite dish of the entire time we were there, and I did enjoy that one. It was pretty good, had great flavors. The texture was really nice. So, like in Korean, if you have I think it's called a bibimbap dolsot, but you'll have the stone pot, and then there will be rice in there, and the rice will kind of cook along as you go through the hot stone. and I'll get crispy rice. And so that kind of route it reminded me of, but just kind of in that sushi-ish type form. And then going to the fried chicken, yeah, Micah, you're right. Fried chicken, Korean fried chicken specifically, we've gone many places in the U.S. and as Korea's as well, and it was pretty disappointment. It wasn't anything near what we generally expect. Usually, one thing I really do like about Korean fried chicken is the crispiness of it, and it's less oily. If you go some really good places, there's something different. And this one was just more kind of your traditional. It seemed more like a country home style cooking, where you kind of just drop it in the grill and it dries up, and you just eat it normally. But there's nothing spectacular about it.
Yeah, and as you saw in the video not too long ago, there was that Japanese sweet potato. That one I thought was pretty interesting. It was made with butter, black sugar, and Parmesan cheese. I actually really liked this one, and I thought it was really tasty and sweet. I thought they caramelized the sugar really well with the cheese, and it was really crispy and kind of like a creme brulee where it's not too thick. I kind of wish they also served it way earlier in the experience, because towards the end, you're already so full with the sweet potato, and then right after the sweet potato you're getting that brisket, and I just feel like the timing of the dishes was not that great.
That's actually that was my second favorite dish, and I did enjoy it. And you can see all the butter that melted and was oozing out of it, and that added great flavor to it. Each bite was really nice, but it was also large portions, as you can see. And so definitely this whole experience was a lot of food, so definitely come hungry, because if you actually do want to try this, you'll need a lot of space to pack in all those different foods that come in. But for me, I actually thought that could have been like a dessert. And in Asian cultures, a lot of beans or potatoes, sweet potatoes especially, become dessert foods at the end. And so I thought for me that would actually fit more if they put that as a kind of a finishing dish.
And that brisket, I mean, coming from or having had many Texas barbecue restaurants, I was pretty disappointed with that one. I thought it was not fatty enough. It was just a little bit too lean for my liking. Then you move on with dessert. I thought it was just a lot of food for what they offered.
But yeah, overall, it was a mixed feeling with this place. There's things we liked, things we didn't like. One of the things that we actually should have gotten was the beef ribs, which was something that looked really good, but we didn't end up getting. But maybe we'll try that next time. Hopefully that will be something really great to actually show you guys, and maybe say, hey, we really do recommend coming here before another restaurant in La Fountainbleu.
And to wrap up our video, here are our notables. Unfortunately for this one, there are none.
If you've enjoyed the content you've seen, don't forget to support the channel and